Welcome back. We're back for another episode of Safe Space with KhrisTay. Today we got an interesting topic.
Very controversial.
Controversial but necessary. Do you really need men? Dun, 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 dun. Any initial thoughts when I ask that question? What does
Um,
your spirit say?
my mind goes in like 10 different directions with this one. So
Literally, yeah. Yeah, same because for me it's like I think about the religious aspect, I think about the nature aspect, but then I think about
right,
how life is really going aspect. And then
right.
yeah, so I totally get that it's going in 10 different directions. I think for me every day I prove that it isn't necessary. You know what I mean? It's like, yes, and it will be a nice luxury. At this point, it's more like a luxury. But yeah, I feel like we live life every day proving that it isn't necessary, right? Because if it was, we would have been already 6 feet under or dust. Like,
Yeah, I think given both of our situations, we're in a constant state of proving that we can do this alone.
yeah,
It should
that's
not
true.
be the case. We shouldn't have to, but more often than not, like who do we pass anything to? We don't. We can't hand off our stress. We can't hang up the towel at the end of the night and let someone take over, step out of the
Mm-hmm.
ring, and someone's gonna, you know what I mean? Like, there's no tag team partner for this for us.
Let me ask you something. If you do feel like at some point you thought like, oh, I do need a man, like women need men, and if you maybe don't think that so much now, at like what was it that made you realize like actually maybe I'm okay?
I think for me, obviously, the moment I became a single mom, right, I was in denial. And once I got over the denial stage, I hit like a sharp corner into loneliness. And then once that subsided, then it was
Mhm.
like, I can do this.
Yeah. So it's kind of like some stages of grieving type shit. Like we had to
You know
go
what
through
I
the nah, this
mean?
ain't
Yeah.
happening.
And you know what? Like, I know celibacy helped that.
Of course.
Goal.
Of course. Of course.
I think
Yeah.
celibacy was the key to that. Like really jump started, really starting to see your worth differently. Like,
Yeah. And kind of see that they're kind of only good for that.
so that's where I have been for a very long time. I will
Yeah.
say my move here shifted that again
In what way?
in seeing the need of a man.
Oh, interesting. I am allergic to this. I'm getting hives as we speak, but go ahead. I am listening.
And it's not to say that it's something that I want right now, but
Right.
just the clarity and seeing the value of a man,
Mm.
of a good
Woo.
man.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Here I'm really alone and I have to navigate through things differently with a smaller support system
Yeah.
or with a very distant support system. And so I'm evaluating every relationship that I have and I'm evaluating the relationships that I don't have and seek.
Deep. Okay.
Yeah, so I think that I'm seeing what it's like for me and Q now that I've removed him from the men in his life
Right.
and the desire to have a man in place for him as he gets older. Like,
Yeah.
I was just explaining to someone today that right now, these are the vital years for him to need mom. I'm primary parent, right?
Yeah.
Even if there was an active other parent here, I'm primary
Right.
parent at this
For
age,
sure.
especially for a boy. He's not going to start seeking that other parent for stuff until he's a little bit older. So I can get away with being alone, right? Eventually, I'm gonna reach that point where I'm talking till my face turns blue.
But here's the thing though.
Hmm.
My thing is like, yeah, I could get behind that, and I feel like, yeah, but like the climate, like what's outside though,
What's outside is sickening.
yeah. So it's like I feel like we better off not because it's like what, what a huge risk. I mean, these
Hmm.
people are not. I mean, I'm not gonna say all because I don't know all men in the universe, but it's like when you just casually go outside, talk to one, past a week, it's like shit is not looking
No,
like they know how to do anything that's meaningful and I hate to say that, but it's like what could you add here? I don't get it. And then the thing is to me too is like this isn't even your child, so why would you add here? You have nothing, and then like
right.
why what is the investment for you?
No, I hear you. And it's even harder because you're talking about going outside and meeting this person. Let's be honest, most connections are
Right. not
social media
that.
based right now.
Yeah.
Being on a dating app.
Yeah.
Being on a dating app, like let's say I'm on a couple, right? It's a scary place because if you
Yeah.
look at the like about me's or like the little intros that these men put in their
Be fabricated.
dating profile, oh God, and I hate to use this cliche of a word because it's coming up a lot more. Very sassy.
Oh yeah, but but listen, the state of their sad makes sense too because they're going through the swiping, the swiping, the swiping. So it's like you're also dealing with, I'm sure, women that are not the greatest. I mean, anybody who's
Yeah.
intaking things at a high rate, it can't. The quality cannot be there. Whether the person is quality or not, I don't think you're able to grasp the quality of every person because you're just.
Hmm.
I think it's horrible for men. I don't think men should be on there at all because I think they already see us like objects, and I think being on them dating things, they see us even more like objects. Because I got to a point when I was on the date, I was looking at them like idiot, idiot, buffoon, buffoon. Like they weren't even people anymore. It was just like dummy, dummy, dumb and dumber, dumb dumb, Mr. Dumb Dumb. So I'm like, if that's how I feel, and I'm a woman who's like empathetic and shit, what are these men thinking? Because they don't give a damn.
They're also very like, and it's really hard too because you'll match with somebody, and let me be honest, I'm not speaking first.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
these matches will sit there until they expire.
They'd be waiting for you to come be like, hey, princess, or something. Like, sir, get it together, sweet pea. I can't help you.
I don't know, it's just it's a funny thing, but the hopeless romantic in me just won't die. I can't off her.
What do
I
you
try.
think that is? That's Disney or what? What is that?
That's Disney for sure.
Because
Because
you
to
like
this
Disney.
day, somebody said let's go to Disney tomorrow,
You're
baby.
like, yes. I'm on my way. I will say though that you probably have a better chance finding a nice, wonderful gentleman out on the East Coast. Only
I
because,
agree.
in experience, they're a little bit more
I
men
agree.
still. I
I
think
agree.
our side of town is a little bit, they're
Yeah.
sassy McGassy. Okay? Like this is very feminine. Just how the women here are a little masculine. It's
Yeah.
very topsy-turvy here. Now, the question is, will you be ready to receive it? I don't know. Because
So
again, we the masculine women going to that side, I don't know.
So that is key, and that is something that I've always struggled with. That is something that I'm conscious of, and that is something that
Mm,
I have promised myself that should I
mm,
find a connection worth pursuing, I'm going to be honest in the fact that I can give love all day long.
yeah.
Receiving the love is where I struggle a bit, and that can deter. I mean, I've shared with you before. I've come across a couple of really good guys, and you're like, "What happened there?" And I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
"It was me."
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, here we go, bitch. It's almost like a defense mechanism though, probably too, because it's like you want something so bad, and then when things show the sign of the thing, you're kind of like, wait a minute, what the fuck going on? I'm used to stuff going left. Like, what
I'm
is
used to
this?
like by now.
By now, things would have crashed and
I
burned.
think outside of the Disney, there's my 90s R&B,
Mhm.
my chick flicks. I'm into all of that.
But so then, okay, pause then. So all of this is based on stuff we ain't never seen though, right?
Very rare. I I
Yeah,
think
I ain't
I
never.
think there's actually two relationships that I've seen in my entire life where I'm like,
Nice.
I'm
Okay, okay, that's
my
cool. That's
my great grandparents
girls.
and my godparents.
Okay, godparents. Okay. How old are your godparents? Like
Mm,
bracket.
in their 50s and they've been married for 30
Okay,
years.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the thing, the beauty about their relationship is there's so much love there, and you see it on a daily, just the way they sit on the couch together. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
that's
Like
pure,
there's
man.
so
Yeah.
like underlying love there. And even when they're just being goofy, like it's relatable too because they're goofy and they talk smack to each other, and they're,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
And how beautiful that they can be goofy, right?
right.
Because I find that a lot of people get in a relationship and kind of make a new version of themselves where I don't know, I've even noticed it with my friends. It's like we don't talk about the same stuff anymore because now you got a boyfriend, now you acting strict or something. Not strict, but
Hmm.
like I don't know, like not there's no more jokes.
Right.
So it's like that's beautiful that they can be that together. Well then so then that makes sense. You have real examples that you're like, yeah, I've seen it. So I can reach it. It's attainable because I've seen it.
Now they are older generations, and it's not something
Right.
that I see with my friends.
Yeah, I am terrified. I don't even know. I have no idea why people in our age bracket even do it, to be honest, because I mean, maybe I don't know, is there tax benefits for it? I mean, I don't know. I genuinely have no idea because
Filing
I
joint? You can kiss my ass,
But
but
here's my next question though. Let's say, let's say we go with the we do need men. What exactly? I need a list of what the fuck exactly we need. Like, what is it that we need for real?
you
Because
know what
I'm
I
not
mean?
seeing the list.
It's hard. It's hard, but I mean, I want a man. I want a manly man. Like you can fix some stuff around the house.
Yeah.
You can relieve my mind of thinking. If I feel safe enough to turn off my brain in your presence, can I
Have
trust that
you
you get done? Can
experienced
I
that
trust?
before?
Yeah, once.
Oh shit. Okay.
And it's a very refreshing feeling. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like it's a wow,
I think I
I
have
didn't
such
have to
high
do,
anxiety that I've
I didn't have to
never
plan
like,
nothing. I
oh
didn't have
yeah, no.
to book nothing. I didn't have I just showed
Oh
up.
no.
I
Never
showed
have
up.
I ever. Yeah,
And
no.
I was like, wow, you did good because
She said, y'all did this by yourselves.
but
Oh my
honestly,
God.
like also I mean, even for me, I have Papa Smurf.
Right, right,
You know what I
right.
mean? And I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, someone could really come in
And care like that.
and care like
Yeah.
that. Love
Yeah.
Q like his own. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I can't let that hope die yet.
Wow. That's beautiful. Good for you. I'm like, that whole dead.
So,
Dead.
but tell me, where, like, how did you get there? How did you get to that space where you're just like, absolutely not, never again?
I think similar to what you described is like the stages of grieving, right? Like first I was in denial, like, no, I'm already broken up with my child's father, but I'm like, no, we're still together. Like not telling people that, but like in my mind, I'm like, no, no, we're still together. Like we're gonna be
Mhm.
together, like we're a family, like, you know. So then you go through the denial, then you go through the depression, like, damn, I'm a baby mama. Like,
The
do you know who I am?
the ghetto.
It's me. I'm like, do you know how many people was dying to marry me? So I went through that phase, depressed, then super angry. And then I feel like, I don't know, like you said, like once it subsided, where I ended up at was like, this, look how long I've been crying and I've still been doing stuff. It's like, I've been, oh my God, where's the man at? And I'm every day is still going. So it's like, it's almost like I proved to myself in action that like, it's not really relevant. Like, yes, it's lonely and penis can be fun, but it's like I don't really see the deeper purpose, and I hate to attach things like, oh, you could fix stuff around the house, or you could like, because to me, it's like, damn, like that's what we see them as too.
Like I
Like
could
that,
do it
that's not
too,
even
right?
like I can get these days, I can get on YouTube and be like, how do I fix the light bulb, or I could hire some, you know what I mean? It's like it's kind of
DIY
fucked up,
project all over the internet.
girl. So it's like now I feel like because I got to that point too. I was like, oh no, like I do need a man because you know this, and this. But it's like I don't even like that. I got to the point where I'm looking at men like that's what they're good for too. Because they, it has to be something deeper than that. Like that's why I like what you said about if I could turn my brain off with a man, like that's deep. I'm like, okay, yeah, that might be useful if I can
Hmm.
like not be paranoid about getting kidnapped and R-worded in public
Hmm.
and stuff. That's
Hmm.
amazing. But it's like, am I going to put on the line everything else that has brought me peace just to have somebody who's going to watch my back so I don't get R-worded in the parking lot? Like, the,
See, yeah.
you get
Now
what I'm saying?
that's the thing too, though. It's like, don't get me wrong. It's like the expectations are a lot harder. Like the test to pass, you have to ace. There's no B plus. There's no
No
none of
deep.
that. Like you have to ace because yeah, like you have to bring peace.
Yeah. It
You
has to be
have
something
to take some
outrageous.
weight off of my shoulders.
Yeah. And I'm gonna be real. I also feel like a person in my position has no right to even have such standards. You know what I mean? It's almost like I feel like I done fucked up already. So it's like, who am I to be like, oh, you better have do 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 if you're gonna come over here? It's like,
See, no,
girl,
and that's the hard part about it because people expect you to learn from your mistakes and not make the same mistake twice. But that is an example for women learning from our mistakes and trying not to make the same mistake twice.
you're right.
And we get bashed for it.
You're right.
No,
That's
absolutely
true.
not.
That's true.
No. Hell no.
That's true. That's true. Although, and I'll say, I don't think I had no standards when I was with my child's father. I think I just had a more fantastical view of life of like, if people love each other, they can form each other into the perfect human that just fits together like two hands
Yeah.
and everything. Yeah, that don't exist over here anymore. That shit is dead as fuck. And then I also feel like it's kind of sad too. Like, what version of a woman could I offer to a man too? Because it's like I'm very jaded. I'm
Yeah.
very hell no. I'm very low tolerance. I'm very And it's like, that's not fair to people who ain't did shit to me. And then on the other hand, it's like I do understand, like obviously I'm religious and I'm a spiritual person, and I do believe that we are made for each other originally. Yes, we are supposed to be in unison and harmony, but I do feel like, at least in our culture here, God is so far removed from most people. And if they do have it, they keep it private. Like people aren't open about their, you know what I mean? Like what they
Yeah.
believe. It's like a guessing game. You don't even hear about what a man believes until, unless you really, because I'm gonna be like, yeah, so do you believe in God or what? But like if you just ease into it like normal, you might not get there for months because it's not
Yeah.
something people talk about openly.
And if they
That's another
do,
thing.
right, then you run the risk of like asking, do you believe in God? They're gonna say, yeah, that sounds important to her. Yeah, let me
Yes,
answer, yeah. hmm
yes, I do
hmm
like God.
I do.
I love
Okay, when's the
God.
last
And
time
it's
you've been to
like,
church? Easter
right.
10 years ago, bro? Because I don't.
When's the last time you prayed? But yeah, no, seriously. And it's like, and then that's the thing too. It's like I can't really get with somebody who's not, on the God wave. It doesn't need to be my exact way, but I need to see that you've been on your journey. Oh, go
Did I
ahead.
talk to you about the four B's
Yeah, the Asian girls.
in South Korea?
Okay, tell us, tell us.
Okay. So it started, well, I think it's been like 6 years now. There's four words starting with the letter B in Korean that mean no dating, no sexual relationships, no marriage, no heterosexual marriage, and
Stop.
no childbirth. And these women have been sticking to that because they're reaching a point of not having a kindergarten class. And it's to the point where the government is trying to pay these women to have babies.
That's what we need to do.
I wish women would come together like that because I think that's the most powerful thing that women have ever done. Like
Absolutely. I think what lacks
the
here
Thai
though is
mass.
like it's hard to get, like, because here we're multicultural, right? It's
We're
like it's hard to get
multicultural.
women who are
Exactly.
multicultural on the same page. Like
Yeah.
obviously all them Asian women are the same Asian. Not that they're the same people, but they have the same thought processes and values and shit. So it's like it's probably a bit easier, but that would be amazing if we did that.
I remember when I posted that before on my Instagram and some guy commenting, he was like, "What the like men and women need each other?" Like he was just like, "I can't believe you think like this." Like,
You're
and
like, I live in the real world, sweet pea.
this is somebody who slid in my DMs like daily.
Good for
Like,
nothing. Good for
never
nothing.
never heard from him again.
Good for nothing. Like literally, because it's just so funny how the men's be all of us. They want to defend like the whole women, men and women should be together, but it's like y'all live your lives
hmm
not believing that. Because if you did, you treat the women better, or you'd get your shit together so that you could be useful to a woman or a household or a child.
And
But y'all don't be having that.
they started that in South Korea because women were being
That's what I was gonna
R-rated
ask you. Okay, so it was the
in broad
R word.
daylight, and there was
Oh,
no repercussions for it. There was
oh
no nothing.
wow.
So that's why they started it.
That's extreme and that's intense. And then that makes sense too why everybody was ready to mobilize like that, because that is very I mean, not that people aren't getting R-worded here, but like that is very different from what we're talking about, which is just the men here are like don't know how to
Right,
wash their behinds. That's like, yeah, that's extreme. Good for them though. Good for them.
right.
I'm glad they're getting results and now they're getting compensation. They're like, okay, y'all, please
Mhm.
come on back to play with us, please.
So
Because
my question for you is when it comes down to your very firm stance on men right now, do you feel like that is not going to change, or do you feel like over time with your consistent practicing your consistent faith that that will heal?
it's interesting because I feel like I am healing through my faith, and it's not what I thought it would be like. Because, I went into like Ramadan with certain intentions, like about motherhood, about healing stuff from my pregnancy, and just how I see men. Like there was a list of things that I went into it with, like trying to get some proper healing from that. And I feel like I have, but it's led me in the direction of like, yeah, it's not needed. I mean, the other night, I watched an Islamic lecture about like, what if I never find my soulmate? Like, what if I just never get married? Or what if I never, like, what does it mean? And the dude who was giving the lecture was kind of like, there's so many ways to have soulmates, like your mom or your good friends or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, romantic love is not going to hit all of us in this life. It's just not. And he's like, the more you hang on to that like fantasy, the more blocked you are going to be from your true work. Is that because the thing is like even that goal of having that romantic partner, even if you have it, that's not your life's work. You know, you
Mhm.
have made a good partnership and that's awesome, but you as the individual, you still need to thrive and have your thing that you love so much. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm healing, but it's not in the direction of, oh yeah, one day. It's more so like, yeah, this makes sense. I'm off it. Like, yeah, like,
I was doing a little bit of research and it stated that women who live this long life of being single through their whole life, they start off like obviously like in this day and age, like it can be very lonely.
yeah,
But as we get older into our 60s, they say our happiness thrives compared to married women.
that makes sense to me because we see the married women around us and they are doing a lot. It's like that's their husband is their third, fourth, fifth child. Like I don't. And the men really believe that, you know, bringing money home is enough. Like, it is 2025, my brother. If you not changing diapers, you know what I mean? Like, it's like there's so much more to do. There's so much more to know about your own child. And it's like, it's just not the standard. It's not the norm. So that makes sense to me. And being a mom on its own without a
Mhm.
man is very stressful. So, and then add a man, I'm sure it's even more stressful. Like,
God, that video I sent you the other day on Instagram, but you had already seen it. I saw that you had commented on it, but that guy who was talking about his firstborn and then having the newborn. He's trying to build that relationship with the
oh, I
newborn, but the first is
know.
like really
Oh,
sad, and he was just
beautiful.
so like
He cares
positive
so much.
about
Yeah.
the mindset of that first. Like
Yeah.
his mind thinking about those things was just so beautiful
Because that's how we think.
because that's how we think. That mother, that wife is thriving.
Oh, oh yeah, she doing so good. He over there crying and stuff about his. Yeah, absolutely.
She is
Yeah,
thriving, and I love that
100%.
for her.
Yeah, no, that was such a beautiful video, and I feel like I saw that video at such a great time for me too, because I was just like super angry, and I was like, oh shoot, that was my little not all men
Not all
moment.
men.
Not all men, but it's like damn, a dime a dozen. You feel me?
A
It's like
dime.
Jesus. I feel like the risk is not really too high risk. And then I have a daughter. Like I'm not playing about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why I just feel like I've come to the conclusion like I already had my opportunity at like a family, like a man, woman, and child in a household. I think that's gone. Now, will I date one day again? Maybe, probably, you know what I mean? Like I don't imagine I'm gonna take celibacy to my grave. Imagine. It's
Cool.
possible, but imagine. But it's like, do I see myself living in like no? Like what is like if I could come up with a list of things, like you had some shit, I can't even think of things that would benefit me right now
Mhm.
that a man could offer me.
I couldn't think that way either. It took me moving away from everybody and their
Mm,
opinions
yeah.
to strictly and solely think for myself
Mm,
without
that's
the
real.
influence of another,
That's real.
um, to truly know what I want.
I'm open to changing my mind about if they're needed or not.
You just need to see it.
Yeah, I need a little proof. I guess I need like what you have in your like little examples, even if it's one or two, to be like, okay, yeah, 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 I can see that. The level of like taintedness or jadedness that I've acquired is like I can't even, how do I say this? I can't see people on surface level. Like, you know, when you first start talking to people, like I can't even indulge in that anymore because it's like I'm trying to get to the yeah, but so
Yeah.
like I can't even socialize normally. Like, oh, the getting to know, like waste of time, waste of time. I'm like, well, who are you? What is going? And it's like that's not natural. It's not
No,
natural, and I just don't have the
it's just
patience.
funny. I'm the same way.
Yeah, it's
I'm the
like,
same
so
way.
are
Like,
we in love or not?
do you want more children? Do you want to get married? Like,
And then, like you said, though, if you ask all these direct questions like that, that's when they be bullshitting. That's when they
yeah.
make stuff up because they know what's important to you. So it's like the main thing you need to do is just let it ride out. But it's like I don't have the patience. It's like I don't really care. I don't care. I'm not. I'm sorry. I don't really care what your favorite color is. I don't care how many, what do they say? I don't care how many siblings you have. Like, it's like, not like I don't, it's just I don't really care.
All right, so I think we can safely say that you are in a space where we don't need them.
Yeah.
I'm
Final answer.
in I'm in a hopeful space.
Yes. I love
So
that. I love that. I love that for you.
I did enjoy this though. I
I know.
feel
I
like
like this. I like this topic. It's fun. It's
I
fun.
think I like kind of being on a different page than you.
Yeah. It's weird, right? We're not
It's
often
so
like,
weird because we're never like not on the
I
same page.
almost feel like the video's not over because it's like, So you're there and I'm here. But I love that though. Like, I feel like that's a indicator of strong friendship too, It's like we don't have to be on the same page. It's still it is what it
And we
is.
don't. But I also love the fact that like I can talk about being hopeful and you'll
Mhm.
support me and you could say,
Yes.
fuck them. And I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
fuck them
yeah. I
all.
love that
All
for
of them.
you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I love that for us as a family. It's been real, y'all. Thanks for
Man.
joining us on another episode. We got to get to the mom duties, as you can see here.
Hello.
I done been to the bathroom 4 times already. But we will see you all in the next video. Bye.
Bye.